is just great basic 101. We've had a lot of Ray Del Mars and old school tournaments in this type of sloppiness, and it still gets people. It was pretty sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. There was like 2 or 3 big sharks underneath me on that second and third bar. So I was like, yeah, this wouldn't be a good time to flip. Hey guys, I'm Chris Castro, offshore kayak angler on the Texas Gulf Coast. And on today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about surf re-entry. And I have a perfect candidate for that, especially when we talk about foot pedal driven kayaks. I have here my Salty PDL. It is my offshore kayak that I'm using in 2024 and beyond. I'm still using it inshore as well. But the reason I bring this kayak out is because I'm actually going to be talking about reverse entry in the surf. And there's something very unique that you get with pedal driven systems that you don't necessarily get with other platforms. And so why the Salty and not me bringing out my big water or autopilot? And that's really because if you look at the design of this, especially the undercarriage, the hull, you know, you do get a high rocker. So for offshore fishing, if you go back to Gen 1 days, paddling machine kayaks, a lot of those offshore kayaks had those high rockers like you see here. And they were just a little bit more slick in design, designed to punch through surf and handle big waters, especially coming off of big swells. It really helps sort of disperse the water, push the water out, and get you over some of those humps that we all get in sloppy surf. I do this a couple different ways. I will either disengage my rudder and use my paddle as my rudder. What we're trying to figure out is when to put that bow towards the surf. So one of the unique things about pedal driven kayaks, especially in the surf, is its unique ability to quickly spin around and go in reverse. And I know that sounds crazy if you're new to offshore kayak fishing. Typically we use this for kind of dissecting structure, stopping on a dime, reversing away from maybe a dock or some structure. But this feature also goes a long way in the surf. And so one of the things I look for whenever I'm approaching this is I'm studying the surf all the way from the back before there's any breakers all the way towards, giving myself at least 5-6 minutes of just viewing time. And what I'm looking for are the sporadic last sandbars that are actually hold potential to actually break. Definitely in the warning zone. Could get an early one here. Oh, really? Running over sharks, y'all. I don't want to be falling around in sharks. Alright, so we gotta be real careful here. That is one. I'm gonna try and get in between it. But I gotta be ready to pivot at any time. Like that. Like those can break on me, so I'm just gonna reverse. Actually, I am gonna deploy my rudder. I gotta be real careful right here, though. It's all about predicting and jamming forward at the right time. There is sort of like a point of no return zone, and that's what you don't want. So I've got 2 waves coming. So once you're fully engaged and in reverse, there are a couple things that you can do, right? So you can use your rear rudder as you're going, and you can get some steering, limited steering, but definitely get some steering, but you're gonna be on a sort of a delay, a lag. What I like to do is I actually like to disengage the rudder, pull it up. Once I get a hold of my paddle, and as I'm reversing, I'm actually using my blade because it's just a far more responsive tool. It's all about predicting and jamming forward at the right time. There is sort of like a point of no return zone, and that's what you don't want. So I've got two waves coming, and I'm going to try and beat them. But if I feel like I can't, I'm turning around. Okay, here we go. I might be able to get behind this one, but I won't be able to get behind that one. So I'm just gonna, oh wow. Yeah, that handled it good. That one is kind of, whoa! Oh no! That's not good. I probably just fried my electronics. Your aggression on a rear entry is really dependent on what these waves are doing and how far out they're spread out. If they're not, and if they're stacking, you know, you may see me just kind of slowly go. I don't want to build too much rear momentum, because what's going to happen there is if you build too much rear momentum and you do pick up on a little bit of a lazy wave, it's going to take you far more time and effort to jam forward, stop, go against the current, and build forward momentum. So I'm always taking the slowest approach and waiting for a sprint. Basically, I'm getting behind a flat. So a couple waves hit, 20, 30, 40 yards out. I don't see anything breaking. I'm pretty much booking this backwards as fast as I can while using my blade. Now, at that point in time, whenever I feel a threat from oncoming waves, I don't care if I'm thinking about it, if I'm curious about it, I'm stopping, I'm watching, and I'm waiting to bust straight through those waves, just as if I'm actually launching. As soon as I do that, and as soon as I feel like it's clear, boom, I'm automatically kicking it back and trying to just get into that safe zone. Now, one thing that you're going to notice on this video, especially with the clarity that I'm dealing with, you can actually see all the bars raising up. Now, having a drive down and sticking that while you're going reverse can pose a lot of problems. You can actually damage gear, and you can actually cause yourself to flip, or actually basically telephone pole in the reverse position, which you absolutely do not want. So I always disengage my drive. I always make sure that it's loose. This way, in case I do hit something, I'm going to have that much less effort to pull and disengage that drive in case I hit something. And trust me, it will pop up whether you're going forward or reverse. And the quicker that happens, the better off you are in protecting your gear. Knocking on plastic here, I've never damaged anything as far as a kayak in the surf. Also going to disengage that is because once I get into shallow water, the drive pretty much becomes useless and you're just dealing with whitewash. Whitewash, it's a little intimidating if you're not used to it. See a lot of guys that still pretty much turtle or flip over in that stuff. But you just got to kind of relax. And on a kayak just like the Salty PDL, you can take forward waves and they're just going to pretty much pick you up. Just enjoy it, enjoy the ride back, but still always keep your bow, the front of the kayak, straight down the middle of every single wave. That's really the key. You want to make this kayak take the path of least resistance, and that of course is going to be piercing directly in the middle of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is the Salty PDL. You'll be seeing quite a bit of this in my 2024 offshore fishing, and it comes with everything you need to succeed offshore or inshore. Tie lines, guys.